Looks like the clown show continues to go on in the Indiana Fever organization led by Amber Cox, clown show, Kelly Krauskopf, clown show, and the bozo of all bozos, head coach Stephanie White, who's just, all of them, they are just sabotaging Caitlin Clark's career. It looks like GM Andrew Cox fires off on Caitlin Clark fans on social media and starts blocking them as well. This is an immature, nasty organization. Caitlin Clark and her agent Aaron Kane need to demand a trade immediately. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.
The trade speculation has officially reached a breaking point, and the Indiana Fever organization appears to be in full damage control mode. Rumors surrounding an alleged effort to undermine Caitlin Clark have intensified, with reports suggesting the front office is struggling to manage the growing controversy. This is no longer just a debate about coaching decisions. It has evolved into accusations of a coordinated attempt to limit the impact of one of basketball's biggest stars. As more details begin to surface, increasing pressure is being placed on Stephanie White and her staff, while questions continue to grow about the reasoning behind several controversial decisions.
And her agent Aaron Kane need to demand a trade immediately. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things. So we all watched the travesty that took place last night, and Stephanie White trying to crash out on Caitlin Clark, Raven Johnson fouling out in 9 minutes. I mean, it just was a complete joke by Stephanie White. I think she exposed herself. I think she exposed the fact that she's not a good coach at all, and she needs to be fired. And if you don't want to fire her,
Amber Cox has found herself at the center of growing criticism on social media, with many fans accusing her of responding defensively rather than addressing their concerns directly. Instead of easing tensions among supporters, the Fever general manager has faced backlash for comments that some believe dismiss the frustrations of the fan base. Much of the controversy stems from the team's handling of Caitlin Clark's late absence from a recent game, a decision that sparked widespread debate online. Critics argue that the organization has failed to provide clear answers, leading to even more questions about what may be happening behind the scenes.
So had this today. He had a bunch of things to say. So we got Amber Cox blocking Caitlin Clark fans, right? Because she can't handle the heat, so she need to get her ass up out the kitchen and get up out of here. Get your ass up out the kitchen and get up out of here. She can't handle the heat and the pressure that's coming with this, and she's bewilting under the pressure. Okay, Jason Whitlock has had this to say. Check this out. Here it says, these four women put the alphabet mafia agenda above basketball business. Your personal life should be your personal life. It should not be your.
Stephanie White's coaching decisions in the most recent game drew heavy criticism and left many observers questioning the team's overall direction. One of the most talked about moves was her decision to use 11 different players during the opening quarter, a rotation pattern that surprised both analysts and fans. Critics argued that constantly changing lineups can make it difficult for starters to establish chemistry and build momentum early in a game. While the strategy was defended by some as an attempt to evaluate different combinations, others viewed it as a major coaching misstep. As frustration continues to grow among supporters, accusations and speculation
business. Your personal life should be your personal life. It should not be your business
only gained more
agenda.
attention.
Okay, and these are the four who are responsible for the sabotage of Caitlin Clark. And you too, Lynn Dunn is a part of the sabotage of Caitlin Clark. Obviously, Bozo the Clown, Stephanie White is a part of the sabotage of Stephanie White's a part of the sabotage of Caitlin Clark. GM Amber Cox, I don't do no scouting. I can't put a roster together to save my life. Amber Cox is a part.
Many fans were left questioning the decision to put Ty Harris back into the game before Caitlin Clark during a crucial stretch of play. The move quickly became another source of criticism for Stephanie White, with supporters arguing that it disrupted the team's offensive flow at an important moment. To some observers, it appeared as though Clark was being kept on the sidelines, just as she was beginning to find her rhythm. Critics believe this was not an isolated incident, but part of a broader pattern of questionable decisions involving the team's biggest star. As frustration continues to build among Clark supporters, tensions surrounding the Fever's coaching approach have become a major topic of discussion.
They were playing 3 games in 4 nights. It was actually Portland playing its 3rd game in 4 nights. Steph played 11 players in the first quarter. Wrong coach. 11 players in the first quarter is an atrocity. It is a fireable offense. It is a fireable offense. You got Amber Cox blocking Jason Whitlock because he's being honest and keeping it real about what is going on with the Indiana Fever. They played 11 damn players in the first quarter. They put Ty Harris into the game before they subbed Caitlin Clark back in.
Much of the criticism surrounding the Indiana Fever has been directed toward 4 key figures within the organization: Lynn Dunn, Stephanie White, Amber Cox, and Kelly Krauskopf. Some fans and commentators have pointed to this leadership group as being responsible for many of the decisions that have fueled controversy throughout the season. Critics argue that internal priorities and front office decision-making have created unnecessary distractions and contributed to growing tension around the team. As speculation continues to spread, questions about leadership, communication, and overall direction have become impossible to ignore. Many believe that when an organization fails to fully maximize the strengths of its most important players, team chemistry and long-term success can quickly begin to suffer.
All-out war.
The fix isn't in? Y'all don't believe the fix is in? Come on, man. A blind man could see this. This organization is a joke and a clown show. He also had this to say: if the Indiana Fever are run like a business, the decision to build around Caitlin Clark is easy. If the Indiana Fever are part of the WNBA's LGBTQ's agenda, then decisions are complicated and Caitlin Clark will be sacrificed. And it seems to be clear as day. It seems to be clear as day what they.
Jason Whitlock sparked major debate when he criticized the Fever's leadership group, arguing that factors outside of basketball were influencing key decisions within the organization. He suggested that Caitlin Clark was not receiving the level of support that a franchise player of her stature should expect. According to Whitlock's perspective, the team has been focusing on issues that have little to do with winning games, instead of building a championship-caliber roster around one of the most talented shooters the sport has ever seen. Whether fans agree with those claims or not, the criticism has fueled an ongoing discussion about why so many of the Fever's recent decisions have faced intense scrutiny from supporters and media alike.
Indiana Fever are run like a business. The decision to build around Caitlin Clark is easy. If the Indiana Fever are part of the WNBA's LGBTQ's agenda, then decisions are complicated and Caitlin Clark will be sacrificed. And it seems to be clear as day. It seems to be clear as day what they have decided. It seems to be clear as day what they've decided. This organization is not doing right by Caitlin Clark. This organization is a circus. This organization.
Stephanie White's defensive approach has become a major talking point among fans and analysts, with many questioning whether the Fever's switching schemes are putting players in difficult positions. Critics argue that the strategy often creates mismatches, leaving smaller guards defending much larger post players and forcing the team into challenging defensive situations. Those concerns have fueled a broader debate about the direction of the franchise under its current leadership, with Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Lynn Dunn, and Kelly Krauskopf facing increasing scrutiny. Many supporters believe the organization has struggled to build a roster and system that fully maximizes Caitlin Clark's unique skill set. Instead of surrounding their franchise star with ideal complementary pieces, critics argue that several roster decisions have produced inconsistent results and raised questions about the team's long-term vision. The pressure surrounding the Fever has only intensified as Clark's popularity continues to bring unprecedented attention to the organization and the WNBA as a whole. Every coaching decision, substitution pattern, and roster move is now being analyzed under a microscope. Some fans feel that Clark has not always been placed in the best position to succeed, while others believe the organization is still searching for the right formula to build a contender around one of the most talented young players in the sport. Comparisons are frequently made to other franchises that have successfully built systems around their star players, leading many to wonder whether Indiana is maximizing its greatest asset. Amber Cox has also faced criticism from fans who believe the roster lacks a clear identity, while social media controversies have only added to the tension surrounding the team. The Fever's inconsistent performances have further fueled frustration, particularly when strong outings have been followed by disappointing losses that exposed weaknesses on both ends of the floor. Commentators, media personalities, and fans continue to debate the team's defensive strategies, lineup decisions, and overall direction. Meanwhile, speculation about internal disagreements and organizational priorities continues to dominate online discussions. Whether those criticisms are fair or exaggerated, one thing is clear. Expectations for the Indiana Fever have reached an entirely different level since Caitlin Clark arrived. Fans expect a championship-caliber plan, consistent development, and a clear commitment to building around their franchise cornerstone. As pressure mounts on the front office and coaching staff, every decision will continue to be judged by one standard: whether it helps the Fever become a winning team built around one of basketball's most exciting stars. The organization now faces a critical challenge. It must prove that its leadership, roster construction, and coaching philosophy are capable of matching the enormous expectations that come with having a player of Clark's caliber. If the Fever can find that balance, they have the potential to become one of the league's premier franchises. If not, the criticism and scrutiny surrounding the organization will only continue to grow.